So, let's loop back around to that medallion for the championship.
Yep. Okay.
So,
yep.
I had no idea that he was even working on this. Was it a pop meeting? I think it had to have been a pop meeting. It's the only time we crossed paths that rain.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of events we crossed paths.
Yeah, but he catches me on a Monday pop meeting, and he's talking about how he goes, "Hey, do you know? Or I want to cast something in brass. Do you know how to?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was not only speaking about a third of the way to where I am now with my metalwork, but I knew how to sand cast. That I knew how to do." And I'm like, "Yeah, we just need this." And it turns out I already had a model. And I'm like, okay. If you already got a model, that's 3/4 of the work. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And I made a video. There was a video. Most of it was just me talking. If you haven't seen it yet, don't expect any high level video work. But I did get the video of us casting it.
Yep, I did get the video of us casting it.
God, that was a fun day. Because it was you, me, and Haldora.
Yep.
And
she was the one running the camera.
If there's anyone we don't want running commentary.
Yeah, that got interesting commentary. That got interesting. But yeah, I had never done any casting at that point in time. I did a little bit of research on how to make a mold, make the master, and go through that.
By this point, I had done a lot of sand casting, so I knew how to do this. But I'd never done high temperature metal, which brass technically counts as a high temp metal. So, yeah, that was an experience for both of us.
Yep.
But
nowhere near the vertical wall as Godzilla.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh my God!
But that medallion, it's still on the mantle.
Yep, it's still on the mantle.
And who's wearing it right now?
Right now, Veronica.
Color me not surprised.
She was the victor champion, and she was wearing the medallion. Jacques just passed it off, which I almost said Jacques. I was like, oh, no, he just passed it off.
He's passed it off, okay. Because Veronica, for those who aren't aware, Veronica was the first woman to win Queen's Champion ever.
She's the 86th Queen's Champion. She's the first woman, first black woman, and the first, or color, however you choose.
First non-white.
First non-white male
to win. And still, color me not surprised. As aggressive and well at our training as she is.
Yeah, and that woman does train.
Yeah,
a lot. As a former cadet sister of mine, we were cadets at the same time. We both talk training and train a whole bunch. Yeah.
And if you've ever had a chance to talk with Veronica, even for a little bit, it doesn't take long to quickly realize training is part of her. Like it is baked in at the wake up, brush your teeth, get a coffee level of processing with her.
Yep. A lot of us are, even if we don't seem like it.
That's fair. Wow, that's a. If you think about how our paths have interacted, the fact that we wound up there, casting that medallion together, and that medallion is part of Principality history.
Yeah.
The way we're going, it's going to be part of Kingdom history.
Maybe.
Now, all of that being said, this brings us to the next phase in our overlap. So, I need to set the stage on this.
Yeah.
I get a message from His Majesty, who I've known. JP and I authorized together in Heavy, like the same night. We were at the same practice. We got our authorization card at the same time. That's how long we've known each other. I wound up dropping out of ship fighting. He's currently crowned for he's crowned for the 4th time.
3rd or 4th, I can't remember.
Yeah, I want to say it's 4th. Maybe it's 3rd, but whatever. Divergent paths.
Mm-hmm.
So he reaches out to me and he goes, Ivo, hey, can you do, what kind of metal can you cast? And I go, well, I've done brass and I've done pewter. Can you do silver? I mean, theoretically, like, you can now, let me throw some logic here. The factors that affect casting in sand are the density of the sand, the weight of the metal, and its melting point.
Yep.
You can, as a point in fact, cast steel in sand. Which means the
Planning on doing it.
yeah, which the only thing left at that point is, can you get it hot enough? You should be able to cast anything at that point. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, should be able to. And he goes, what if I were to commission you for 3 silver coins? Now, I am not going to lie. My first thought was, wait, is he about to call me Judas? Which, to tell you how much of a geek I am, Judas was paid in silver shekels, which are struck, not cast.
Yep.
And it was it 7 pieces of silver or
7
something?
pieces of silver.
So I go, yeah, sure. But that's all we were able to talk about, Tom. I had to go home. I had to do some math. I had to look at, he sent me a drawing of what he wants the coin to look like. I had to translate that drawing into a model. Then I cast that model in pewter and volumed it. So I could figure out how, because you can't weigh it because pewter and silver have different weights.
Yep.
So I massed it, I volumed it with pretty much I took a graduated cup, filled it with water, dropped the coin in, see how much difference there is. Bunch of reverse math, and I came up with, okay, need X amount of silver. And then I looked up the exchange rate of silver, and my jaw proceeds to come unhinged. So
this is important for later.
Yes. So I contact JP, John Paul Deschamps, and I'm like, per your request, you will need X amount of silver. Do with that as you will. I'm giving him the option to bow out.
Yep.
Because this is not a small amount. I don't want to discuss the dollar figure here.
No.
But this is, I can't afford to buy that amount of silver. Like, I'll just say that full stop. But I'm also not going to turn around and just tell someone else, let alone a sitting crown, oh yeah, you need to buy. It's not the way I work. So I tell him, you do with that what you will. A week later, he says, hey, you're going to be at this event in 1 week. Yeah, why? Oh, I've got the silver for you. Okay. I have no idea what he paid for it. But I will tell you, after our later experience, we're kind of wondering what he paid for it at this point. And at which point, I now have silver. Now, one of the big things I like about casting in pewter is pewter melts at an extremely low temperature. Matter of fact, the pewter I cast in melts below the ignition temperature of paper.
Yep.
You can actually roll up a piece of paper, stick it in there, and stir it. Now, it will crucify, it will calcify pretty quickly, and it will start to smoke. But mine melts at I think I've got mine at 438, and paper ignites roughly 451. So all of my kit is set for 450, which is what pewter melts at. That's not what silver melts at. By the way, he's not holding a bar of silver.
This is aluminum.
This is aluminum.
This is what I like to cast in.
Yeah.
It's about 1450.
Yeah. 1450. And by the way, if this were silver, not only would I be doing this with the glove on, but this would be, you'd see my hand dropping with each hit because it is heavy. Now, the other thing I want to point out, the other thing that I was really happy about with doing silver was it is possible to spoil pewter.
Yep.
Because pewter is an alloy. It's multiple metals mixed together. If you get it too hot, those metals will separate. And then they now revert back to their original melting temperature, and almost all the metals in pewter melt above 1,000, which I don't have a burner that can go that high. Mm-hmm. Silver is elemental. The only way you spoil it is splitting the atom, and we have bigger issues if that happens.
I don't have to worry about this sucker.
Yeah, aluminum is another elemental. You don't have to worry about it splitting. You can get it hot as you want. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to get this hot. Needless to say, the list of people who could get metal hot got real short real fast, and I finally go, Marcus, let's talk.
Yeah.
And, oh, God, that was a... it took us about 2 weeks to organize getting together, right?
Yep, took about 2 weeks.
And then we come out to this shop.
Yep.
And do you want to take over this train wreck?
Sure. my brother had come in. He borrows my equipment every once in a while, which generally no problem. One of my burners went down because I run a 3-burner kiln, however you want to call it, to when I do melting. Okay, cool. 2 burners, I can still hit roughly around 1600. That's the melting point of silver. All right, cool. We should be good. And I grabbed one of my low temperature burners just to plug the hole and get it a little bit extra deep.
We should be able to reach 1800.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah,
you know,
we're getting accurate measurements around high 17s, low 18s, and I was like, okay, cool, it'll melt. Pure silver melts at 1630 something. I can't remember the exact number right now. And I was like, cool, we got this. Yeah, it didn't like us. Now he gets to take back over because it's his favorite part to tell.
Well, first of all, there was about an hour of us just staring at that freaking crucible.
Oh, God.
Trying to get it hot enough, and it just wouldn't melt.
And you're seeing the crucible itself glowing red.
Oh, it was...
It was angrily glowing red.
Yeah.
And you were just staring there looking at the silver going,
and
it's not moving.
It's not. It's
not doing anything.
We got the silver, the format of the silver are these little pellets. Almost look like birdshot pellets.
Yeah.
And they weren't melting. Like, they might as well have been steel balls at that point. So, after hour and a half,
yeah.
I mean, we watched that thing for 90 minutes at least.
At least. We've been a good one while.
After 90 minutes of this, we kind of give up. And Marcus and I go up 2 buildings, and he grabs his acetylene tank, oxyacetylene torch.
Wheel that damn heavy.
Oh my God, we rolled that thing, and the ground's soft outside, so there was some ample language involved in getting the thing down here. So we get it set up, and yes, I am this jerk. So he gets his mask on, he gets his gloves on. He fires it up. He's got the tongs. He's got the crucible there. And, of course, it's oxyacetylene, so you're looking at, what, 2200 degrees on that thing?
Higher.
30?
You're almost $3,000.
Almost
a little over
$3,000?
$3,000, yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking at a 3,100 degree tip on this thing. I have no concern about it actually melting the silver.
Nah.
But
fucking melt.
as he's getting ready to lean in and put the fire into the crucible, I lean over and I go, "So Marcus, how's it feel about to put a blowtorch or an oxy torch to? How's it feel to put a torch to a mortgage payment?" And he goes, "Don't say that."
Now, information he didn't know at the time. My bank account was like $270 negative. So I'm like going, all right, cool, I can get this shit done.
Yeah, to be fair, guys, there is no scenario where if this goes sideways, we can compensate the crown for what that silver costs.
Yeah.
He and I talked about now, there's actually, JP has told me the dollar figure he paid for the silver, and I am standing by the assumption that either he's
had it for a while.
I'm assuming either he's lying or the guy he got it from stole it from somewhere. That's because I looked up the exchange rate of silver, and if he was buying it, if that was any percentage of it was true sterling, or even a light sterling alloy, the dollar figure would have been over $1,000. Yeah, easily.
Yeah, you were saying 1,600, and I was like,
yeah. So. And was I just messing with him to give him a heart attack? Yes, absolutely. This is the relationship Marcus and I have. So he puts the blowtorch to it, and it took a good 20 seconds to melt. I was like, my God, that's 3,100 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. What does it take?
28 to 31 in that range.
Oh my God. So meanwhile, I already have my sand cast set up. It's been packed tight, and we pour that first one.
Those first 3 just boom, 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 didn't care.
Oh my God.
The third one turned out gorgeous.
Third one came out great. The first one,
it was legible, but barely.
barely. It looked like someone had taken a quarter and hit it with and peened it out.
Yeah.
It was wavy. The silver. Looking back on it, I think the silver lost too much heat in transit from the base of the crucible to the pour.
Yeah, we didn't heat up the crucible.
Didn't heat up.
And the second one we heated up the crucible. The third one we let the crucible soak.
Yeah.
While you were compressing and getting everything ready, we
getting
just let
sand.
it soak in, so it was able to retain the heat
So,
longer.
We got one that looked good. And that was 3 hours. We had to call it quits that day.
Oh, it was 5 hours that day.
It was 5 hours. Yeah, that's right. It was. It was 5. We were there. That was a whole Saturday.
It was a whole Saturday because your wife called and goes, "You coming home?"
No, I'm not. And then we did a second day.
Yeah, and so he's skipping a part. He leaves. I go check on another place. My other.
The burner he ordered because one of his was broke showed up 5 minutes after I left.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, just literally, there it is. Like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then we had a second day where we cast, 7, 8 more times?
Oh,
and
God.
we got
at least
1 coin.
We got 1 coin. We did at least minimum 5 casts.
And we did. I know the second day was the most cast we'd ever done.
And we did a 5-hour shift that day.
Oh
too.
my God, I have never been so close to throwing something out a window in my life. That was so infuriating. We had at least 3 pours with the damn stuff solidified before it cleared the spout. Never even made it.
Never even made it in. We had a choke point on the spout. We had, you name it, we ran into every damn issue you could. There's a tree out. If you go out my door, there's a tree that's sitting right out there. It now has axe marks in it from him leaving and watching him drive off. And nope, here's about 3 hatchets and an axe, and I'm just going to throw them at this tree until I relieve all this extra frustration.
Either throw them at the tree or throw them at something that might press charges.
Yeah.
And then we finally get a third day to get. This was 2 or 3 weeks later. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think it was a month and a half at that point.
Pretty close.
Yeah, we took a break. We had other stuff going on, and
life hit both of us pretty damn hard.
And it also got really cold. Like that second day, it was.
Look, it was cold that second.
And that's with the furnaces going, and it was still icicles in here.
We had the wood burning heater going. We kicked up the main forge just to have a little bit of extra radial heat going, and we had the crucible going.
So we finally come back 6 weeks later, and I'm like, we need to get this last coin made. And now this was after I had won the ANS championship, and part of that win came with a lot of feedback about casting. And Orlando had told me
that was the second day we did that.
Oh yeah, well this was the first time I'd actually had a chance to get a good mold that I could fit in my oven and properly fully heat
it. Yep.
And we tried.
I got that mold right there.
Yeah, I forgot it here. I need that back, by the way.
It's been there both times.
I know. Where's the lid for it?
There was no lid. That was all we had.
Oh, that's right. This is the one that. So this was one of the ones I built, and the hole was not this big when I started this. No, the other.
Where was the vent hole?
Yeah, where was the vent hole? It crucified. But we cooked this one.
About an hour.
God, we did a bunch of them, and then let's see. We on the final day we did 4 pours, wasn't it? 3. The first one,
it shit out.
Yeah, it. I think it jammed at the spout again. That was on me. I did not clear the spout out right. That was complete operator error. The second one was we heated the sand.
And
it was ugly wavy.
It was ugly wavy, and we let it set a little bit further. The third one, we got pissed off.
Oh,
choke that sucker all the way up.
That coin there was no spout. It was like, if this is the opening, the coin was pressed right up against the top there. And we didn't.
Cold sand.
Pressed.
Heavy compress.
Oh my God. We poured, the damn thing came out gorgeous.
Yeah.
Which, that is why the title of this video is Cold Sand and Hot Silver.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh my God. We were both cursing a blue streak after that.
Because everything that most people do is pewter. So heated sand, it keeps everything hot longer.
There are a lot of
sense.
variables. Yeah.
Silver is its own unique freaking monster.
And for people out there
And think about it, when we did the brass, it was cold sand. Heavy compressed cold sand too.
Yeah, it was. I don't think I knew enough to know the difference at that point.
None of us did.
God.
We just did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We got pissed off when we did it. It turned out gorgeous.
Oh my God. I was this close. I was this close, guys, to asking him, do you have Orlando's number? I want to call him up and yell at him right now. I love Orlando. I'm not mad at him, but I wanted to sit there and scream at the phone, Cold Sand! Cold Sand!
I hadn't talked to him about it yet, but yeah.
Oh my God.
I've seen him several times since then, but no, I haven't brought that up to him yet.
When he gets back from war, I'm just going to be like, Cold Sand! But I still have those coins. I talked to His Majesty. We're going to schedule delivery after work. He doesn't need them for work. If there are two things I've learned that drive videos these days, it's controversy and engagement. Now, I am never going to fly the controversy flag on a regular basis. It's not what I'm here for. It's not the content I want to make, and I really don't think it helps any of us. But let's do engagement. If you like this video, please go down in the comments and leave a comment. Make sure to share the video. And last but not least, easiest of all, make sure to like the video. That helps drive the algorithm. It helps get the video views and helps promote this material. Thank you very much.